What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. Sinclair TV back again, and I got Louise again with us. What's going on, Louise? What are you telling us?
Well, I think you might have just brought me on to apologise to Dan Byrne, because if you remember in the preview show, I was all for retiring him when I was put on the spot. But obviously after yesterday, I have to take all that back and just say, wow, thank you, Dan Byrne.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, right, I mean, I do like Dan Byrne, right? My only concern is, right, that you kind of play barless sort of thing, like quick barless, you know what I mean? But to be fair, I think he had a good game yesterday. I thought he was right. And, every time I say he's going to have a poor game, that's a good game. Every time I've got faith in this guy. He just doesn't do the job. But listen, at the end of the day, I thought he was good yesterday. I really did. Lovely goal. But guys, before you like the video, if you like the video, like what you see, please like and subscribe. Also follow Louise E. Thompson on Twitter as well. And everyone in the chat, go for the few comments first. Let's go be house rules as well, like it always is. Now things has changed up. And here we go. Please remember to keep comments respectful. Not all caps and duplicates. No discussing or promoting other channels. This is pushed by me. Allow mods to mod what you enjoyed the show. And if you'd like to leave a comment, you have to subscribe, and it is free to do so. Let's go to Sophia, big United fan. Big up to Sophia. Thank you so much indeed. Have a good show. What you're doing tonight, Sophia. I hope it goes well. And yes, even to Leslie, super chats are available if you'd like to donate to the channel. Bottom right hand, and you can join for just 99p. Hi to Chess, welcome to the chat. Hi to Jules, welcome to the chat as well. And got a few people. Welcome back to Louise as well.
Oh, thanks, folks.
And hi to Alan as well. Welcome to the chat, Alan. Hi to you. And yeah, and also Rennie B as well. Leicester City fan, Rennie. I hate to say this, mate, we are going to get you relegated at our expense. So we're going to talk about last night's game between Newcastle and Brighton at St James's Park. Newcastle winning by 4-1, and that puts us and gives them breathing space in the league. We're third, 4 points ahead of Liverpool, 3 points ahead of Man United, and it looks to me now we need one more game to win the game, and we get Champions League. So, Louise, give us a little breakdown. Oh, she's gone. She shifted her computer. I was going to ask her to give a little breakdown, and she shifted her computer as well. Big up to Kamal MK. Hi to you, mate. I hope you're good. And I said, don't forget to show to the socials. Thank you very much indeed. I tend to forget that all the time, don't I? Wow. And hi to Rennie. I hope you're all right, mate. Hope you're okay. And let's go for some more. I'm good for you and Chess as well. Right. Give us a little bit of breakdown, Louise, on last night's game, a little summary.
So I thought it was really interesting that Brighton didn't seem able to change their style. It's their usual style. They had a couple of different players in, but it wasn't working, but they couldn't adapt, or they didn't adapt. And I think had they changed it more in the second half, the balls got a little bit longer. But before that, they just weren't changing. And if they had, I think it would have been an even tougher game for us than it was. So amazing that we did what we did. They kept their courage. It was a really, really, a bottle game, really, wasn't it? And they could have folded, and they didn't. So we were all holding our breath and hoping it would be all right, and it was.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Tell me you get well soon, Rennie, and I hope Rennie gets better very soon. As you can see, I've got my new background as well. As you can see, 4 players at the back, and you can see my socials as well, Insta, and also my Twitter as well. I hope you guys like me for tour as well. Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, you got to look at the team sheets. Eddie played yesterday, right? He played it, Pope and Gore, Trippier, Shaw, Botman and Byrne, the same back four. Midfield three, Joe Linton, Joe Willock, and Bruno Guimaraes. The front three be Isak, Miggy, and Wilson. I thought Miggy had a great game yesterday as well. He had a really good game. And look, I mean, he was pressing, he was winning the balls as well. I mean, the only black mark against him, we missed that chance. Could have gone 3 up. Brighton scored a minute after that, and it was on 10 hooks as well. But that's another time. But Miguel Almiron, you needed a big performance. We got it.
We absolutely did. It was quite interesting. I don't know if people noticed he was carrying his little boy in the lineup, who had Papa on his back, a little mini Miggy, and I wondered if that had helped boost him for the game. And also, he had obviously need to look up the name. Where is it? Enciso, who looked up to him, who's a Paraguayan, who came on and was really, playing with his hero, and then fouled his hero. But it was had all of that lifted Miggy, or was he just sort of playing to make sure he keeps his position in the club? But he played out of his skin. He absolutely played out of his skin, and I thought it was wonderful to watch, and I'm certainly letting him off for that missed chance.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, so my word was, I did a watch on yesterday, and I said when he missed that chance, Brighton scored very next minute at Undaf. I thought Brighton's going to come back into the game. I mean, McAllister is on the pitch as well. Big, even Ferguson as well, went on the pitch as well. And De Zerbi had to change it up as well. But if you look at the first half, we had a couple of good chances. Started really brightly, started really well. I mean, Callum Wilson went close. Joe Linton was on looking for that shot, was just about cleared out from a corner. And all of that as well. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Jason Still in the Brighton goal had a really good game. I think he's a man of the match, because it could have been a lot more.
He was there for them, yes. I think we limited his distribution. When I was talking in the preview, I was talking about the fact that he is really good at his distribution, and that was more limited. But he was hugely busy in particularly the first half. He had more touches than anybody else from the Brighton team for ages, which shows the work that he was doing. So, yeah, he could still stay on my shopping list, actually.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And, at the end of the day, he's done a good job for us as well. And, I mean, Jason Still, by the way, he's from New to Earcliff, by the way, for those who don't know. And go for some comments as well.
So who does he support? Because, this is really quite important.
Yes,
if he grew up as Sunderland,
absolutely.
we need to check that out.
Absolutely. So whoever's team he supports, check it out, please. Chat with us here. That'd be fantastic. We'll find out. Well, we all know that. I hope he's black and white. Hopefully, another mention that on Monday night. And we'll comment. That's from Alan. Hi to Alan and the chat mate. And Kamal. It's just sent to Kamal. And during relegation, unfortunately, for what I've watched of Leicester, they look a very poor side. And it seems to me that they're just getting worse and worse. We're going to talk about them on Sunday in the preview show. I just think Miggy is now match fit, where previously he may not have been. You know what? He looked good yesterday. He really did.
Amazing.
He had a wonderful game. We're going to do player ratings later on, and he's going to get a high mark as well. Miggy always tries hard, or he's finding it harder to find form since injury, but he looks better every game. We need to back our guys. Wilson was world class. I wouldn't say Wilson's world class. He had an excellent game, but Callum Wilson world class?
Yes, and more so. Yes.
World
I mean, he went to the World Cup. I would say that. Yeah, I think he is world class. But the way he's played this season, the way he is now, absolutely world class. And his composure. To take the goals that he took recently under huge pressure. Yes, for me, I'm going to say world class.
If it was world class, Callum Wilson would be playing for more the elite clubs like Real Madrid.
Careful. I don't want to fall out, John.
No, I know. Callum Wilson, world class. Yeah, he had a good game yesterday. I think he played well yesterday. He really did. I mean, he's unlucky of a couple of shots as well, but 18 goals this season from Callum. Big up to Ravi, by the way, Liverpool fan. I hope he don't win tomorrow, mate. It was a quality game. It was indeed. And Mike said, even Tony only just got 5 hours sleep last night, tuned off Champions League. This is a fair time. I'm John, by the way, not Tony. Thank you. Well said. If you guys, I'm not mad at all, John. Rennie, look, end of the day, mate, you come in anytime you want, mate. And if you do go down, we wish you the best of luck. Oh, I'm on the Final Whistle channel on Sunday as well. So I'm on their chat as well. Been there before. Some of the balls that were getting played in were on fire. Great to see you, Jez. And Groves as well. And got Ash as well. Yes, there's hold up clear. It's one-on-one. It's world-class last few games. It's because and Comfort Rogers. Yesterday was one of the best games for Wilson, not just for the goal and assists, but for his press games at some point. I have to agree with that. He was on it yesterday.
Nice.
And what about a turnaround from Sheffield Wednesday? Hope they come. Yeah, great comeback. Well done to Dan Moore and his team as well. And yeah, so look at the first half. We could have got about 3 or 4 goals in the first half as well. Like I said, Wilson had one wide. Joe Lynch was unlucky. And we just Brighton just couldn't cope with us.
There was only, I think, one save that Pope had to do in the whole of the first half. And the rest was all of us, and you knew the goal was coming. It was clear it was going to come. You just didn't know who was going to score it.
Yeah, I mean, the first goal came from a corner from Kieran Trippier. He's another had a wonderful game. Yeah, corner from. We talked about set pieces, right? I mean, we were struggling for set pieces. I love thinking, God, let's get a good set piece in and get a goal. We've been struggling for set pieces, Louise. Yeah, Kieran Trippier did too.
He did his first one though. So sometime when we were talking, I don't know if it was here or on Twitter, but I was questioning, is Trips all right? And somebody said, well, it's because he's missing Longstaff. And I thought, well, that's probably a fair comment. But his first set piece was not, there was nobody helping. It was all down to him, and it went a bit astray. And I was like, a bit worried. But after that, everything was absolutely fine. And maybe he's now, broken some kind of psychological barrier, because after that, his set pieces were superb, as we expect from him. Back to himself.
Yeah, I mean, look, end of the day, I know our mate at work said that Kieran Trippier's not doing it. He's finished, he's done. No, he's not. I mean, that a great game last night. I mean, he's very close to another match for me. And those corners from first corner when Undav head into the zone net, which set the tone. And then he did another one for Dan Burn on the stroke of half time. What a time to score a goal right on half time. I mean, lovely set piece there, lovely delivery. Dan Burn, lovely header into the back of the net, leaving Jason Stewart absolutely no chance at all whatsoever. And he used to play for Brighton. I wonder how the Brighton fans feel when he did celebrate. Yes, he doesn't play for them anymore, of course, but at the end of the day, right, he had to celebrate because he won Champions League.
And also, he's a Geordie lad scoring in the Premier League for Newcastle. It's different. So I'm hoping that they would understand that. But also, just before half time, Mitoma was unlucky. And had Mitoma got that, he'd not been in it right up until that point. But if he'd got that goal just on the stroke of half time, it could have changed the whole complexion of how it went after that, I think, if our heads had dropped. Because confidence is a big thing for this team. And I actually wonder if confidence is, it's almost like they couldn't quite believe themselves the way we were headed. And maybe now they're starting to believe again. Maybe Eddie's got them convinced. He seemed very, very confident, very calm before the match, like genuinely, like he was, clear on what was going to happen. So maybe that's got through and permeated. And also the fans had been really nervous beforehand, but they did a really good job of getting behind the team on the day. Really good job.
100%. Big shout out to Ian Sutcliffe, by the way, on Toon Trader. Big up to him, my guy, and he had me tickets, and he wanted to go, and I was quite happy to do that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoyed the game. Got a mess off in. He really enjoyed it. Big up to you, Ian. Yeah, talk about Kieran Trippier again. That tackle on Mitoma, also cracking tackle. I forgot about that. Cracking tackle in the box. Had to get it right. I thought back four played really well yesterday. I thought Botman and Cher was back to their best. Let's be real, right? I mean, they were both shaky off late, but do you know what it is, right, Louise? I mean, if they played that for the last 2 games, I tell you what, I wouldn't have those 2 centre-backs next season for the Champions League. And we do need a centre-back. But for me, I'll get Kimi Yai. But let's be real. I both do a sound yesterday.
Well, absolutely. Botman did one that was absolutely crucial. But I mean, he was great all through it. But one, I was like, wow, if he had failed there, we would have been in trouble.
Absolutely. I mean, Leslie's favourite player, Fabian Cher. I mean, yeah, the only dark side, well, I wouldn't say dark side, only few bad things he did is give a few sloppy giveaways, and he got caught out. He got caught out when Brighton got the goal back from Undav, and that was down to him because he left the gap for him to exploit that. But hey ho, but we kept the composure, and we just closed the game out. We just have to close the game out.
I don't think any of them can be fault. I don't think we can expect anybody to be faultless every single time. Yeah. They're all just human. As long as we get the job done overall, that'll do for me.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to talk about their goal. You mentioned Undav's goal.
Yeah.
Was it off? Do you reckon it was offside?
Borderline. I think it's definitely on. I was watching on yesterday, and when it went to VAR, he was borderline. And if in doubt, you've got to get it right. And I think they got it so right. But for me, it was definitely a goal. I could say the same for Callum Wilson. That was borderline as well. So both on the border and both goals, But I say it's a goal. What did you think, Louise?
I wasn't sure. I was less sure of that one than I was of Callum's, not because of my allegiance, obviously, but that was my honest view. And also there was the Willock handball incident. I don't think that was handball. I think it hit him and it was unavoidable.
Yeah.
So I was keen to get a view on what people think of the referee. I can see there's a question there for us as well. Would I have Dunk? I don't think he was amazing. Good, strong, not amazing.
Agree. I think he needs another centre back, a decent centre back. I think there isn't Anna Webster at the back as well. I think it's a decent centre back as well. Those two together goes well together, and I think he's badly missing them as well. But would I take him at the Toon? Probably not now. He's decent, but probably not now because for me, we have to go for a younger centre back. We need someone with a bit of pace at the back. We haven't got defenders that got pace at the back. Give me Yai. Give us a Kieran Tierney as well. Isak and Wilson are playing decent together. Also slowly and building good chemistry together. That's an Ash. Again, Isak, what do you think of his performance yesterday? I mean, he's trying to do things.
I thought he got pushed off and bundled off the ball a little bit too easy. I didn't like him too far out on the wing. I thought he was exposed. He, just didn't manage to control it and keep it in a few times when we could have done with that. So I think I prefer him more in the middle. And I think, does he need to work? I feel like he needs to work on his strength a bit so he doesn't get pushed off the ball as easy. But then will that be to the detriment of his pace and agility? So I don't know. But I didn't think he had the strongest game that I've seen him play yesterday.
Fair enough. For me, I think it's far too wide for me. If I'm honest, he's wasted on the left-hand side, to be fair. And not only that, his decision-making could be a little bit better. But one thing I noticed about Isak, he looked a bit knackered yesterday as well, late on. But you're right, you need to bulk up if you can. If he does that, then I think he should be bullying defence as well next season. And I've got every fear for this guy. I love Isak. Rated this guy. Rated him when he's at Sociedad as well. And just go some comments as well. Come out, Mr. Utes as well. John Louise, would you be good in the Champions League away games? In my opinion, for me, it'd be a no, because I think the tickets are going to be limited and you have to have points as well. I don't think I got a chance of going. But I've been to Inter Milan back in 2003 and I absolutely loved it. But it's going to be so hard to get tickets.
I've never gone away abroad with them before, so that would be a different experience. And I might go just for the experience, just to be there. That's something that I hadn't even really thought about. I haven't explained to anybody that I'm married to a bloke who doesn't do football. He likes his sport with wheels. So, persuading him to come away for a weekend depends where we're going, I guess. But I'll try.
For me, if I woke up in the morning and they did a draw, Real Madrid, Napoli, Newcastle United, Club Brugge, that'd be a tough draw. Tough draw. But you know what? People's going to say, oh, no, we're going to go out. You're not going to do this. Just enjoy. Just relax.
You know what Eddie would say? Eddie would say we should not be talking about this. We should just be thinking about the next game.
Exactly. But the things, we go to the Europa League, we'll probably go to Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, and places like that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So
those would be interesting ones.
Very, very interesting, man. But go some comments as well. Please keep the comment in. Any questions for Louise? Then please, just answer the question. Thank you, Rennie. We're not there yet, but hopefully we'll get there. It'll only be confirmed if we beat Hughes, and these must, I'm afraid, exactly. We've been suffering the receiving end, but there you go. Eddie Howe is world class. He's a talent. He's a project manager, and he's done a fantastic job. Fantastic. Would you put him alongside Don Carlo, Diego Simeone, Jose, Pep?
Yes, yes. The tactics, the measure, the way he conducts himself, absolutely, I would. I do think he's world class, and I think we're going to see it. And what I was going to say is one thing that I saw the commentators do last night was to talk about Newcastle's two managers, and I just thought, wow, stirring the pot there. I don't think you'd ever be able to cause conflict between Tyndall and Eddie, but I thought that's what they were trying to do. I think they're trying to undermine that relationship, and I think that just shows that we've got some people rattled.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to come on to that later on, sort of thing as well, about the Premier League and Newcastle United. They are the Premier League's rattled. They do not like to upset the Big Six. Do you know what? We're there. We'll be there. I can see Sean being risked this season, probably out injured. Mighty Mag, I don't think you've seen the season at all whatsoever. They get to Ravi. Question, thoughts on the way the midfield link up to the strikers with Bruno, right? I think linked up well with the strikers as well. We do get a lot of the ball wide. Miggy and Isak get a lot of balls wide. Wilson comes into it as well. I think for me, at the end of the day, it's good chemistry there, but we need to get Sean Longstaff back. And we need to get Jake Murphy back as well, because they're both having good seasons now. They really, really are. And
yeah,
go on.
So I was just going to say my fingers were crossed that Longstaff was going to just magically appear in the lineup yesterday, and I was disappointed when he didn't. So Eddie had been straight down the line when he said he wasn't ready. Will he play on Monday? I think if the others are injured, he might be more tempted. You know, if Joe's out with his hamstring, Joe Linton, is he going to be fit? Don't know. I think he'd be more tempted then to play Sean, and we've missed him. So I'd love to see Sean back if he's fit.
Fingers crossed, I hope he comes back. And big up to Luca, by the way. You know, he's got 25 people watching him live. Bless him, bless him. I mean, so I can't make on your show to like Luke after a review of the game, but I'll definitely be on your show next week, mate. We are a rubbish team. Oh, bless Eddie. Bless him. Alongside only be risk if there's no other way, but agree. Can I see it happening? That's Leslie as well. And I like McAllister at the Toon, or has he signed for Liverpool? He'll be signing for Liverpool in the summer. And I will, Leslie. I promise. I promise, Leslie. We deserve to relegate him. We need to rebuild that squad for the Championship. The midfield be on Monday with no Willock. For me, it'll be Bruno. Joe Willock is taking a knock as well, by the way, Lou. He's taking a knock.
Oh, he has a massive hamstring, yeah.
That's Joe Willock. Willock is massive.
Oh, sorry. No, he won't.
He'll not be playing the game this season. No chance. But Elliot Anderson coming, I mean, in the game against Leicester on Monday night.
Yeah. I mean, he showed that he can do it. He was good last night. Played a good half hour last night, and he played very well.
He did. And Ben played under onside. She was trying to play him offside. Either way, just didn't work because they got a goal back. And let's have a look as well. That ref was a joke. Pure Liverpool fan. Do you know what it is, right? I mean, when this ref was from Liverpool, how did you feel about it? I mean, it's for the Wirral, not Liverpool.
So there's the potential to be accused of being biased, isn't there, and not favouring us. But then I was really worried about some of those decisions. You know, that aside, those decisions they were difficult decisions, I thought, but I didn't think many of them went our way. Was he harsh with Bruno's yellow card? As Bruno said, it was his first tackle, his first offence. And that shouldn't be the justification for letting it slide. But I didn't think it was bad, and I thought, was he looking for him a bit? I don't know. But it would be better. It would be better if it wasn't put in a position where it could be questioned. Mm-hmm. So the referee should be impartial and not have any vested interest.
Yeah. The thing is, right, I mean, that was the first tackle, and no way deserved to get booked at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? Let's be real, right? I thought Fabian Schär was very, very lucky not to give away a penalty as well, because he really pushed Billy Gilmore. He pushed him not once but twice, and then he got booked for it. And that referee on any other game, a different game, I guarantee you one thing, that could have been a penalty, and I've seen him given before.
And I think Gilmore was trying his luck there. He was having a good laugh afterwards. He knew what he'd done. So I'm not very sympathetic to that one. But I did think it was quite funny that Shea's had his head on every tackle. He's just gone in fearlessly all season, and it's Dan Burn who nearly knocked his teeth out, made his nose bleed. So that was quite funny. But I thought Shea was badly done too then as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased, just a bit.
Listen, it's your words, your words. Do you know what I mean? You just say how it is, and that's why we got you on here, Louise, because you talk a lot of sense. Miggy, out of this world, and Bruno celebration, he needs sign for life. He's a Geordie. I tell you what, I'd love to see Bruno sign for life, but at the end of the day, he's going to sign a new deal in the summer, apparently. Let's hope that is the case.
Sorry, I was just going to ask if everybody understands what the celebration was. He managed to think, in the heat of that game, he managed to think about a young lad who's in the local hospital suffering from, I think it's leukemia. And his celebration was dedicated to him. And afterwards, in the team photograph that always comes out, he was showing his shirt. So massive support, and got lots of other support, for young Arthur doing that. And so there wasn't much of a dry eye in the house looking at that afterwards. But how could he? He was cool enough to remember to do that, and caring enough. I guess having his own little lad makes it even more real to him. But I know the young lad's dad was there, and was massively moved by it. And they've now been invited into the director's box when he's a bit better, which is awesome. Again,
awesome.
The way the leadership interacts with the team and the fans, it's just unlike anything I've ever seen, and I absolutely love it. Take my hat off to it. And I know that they're talking about having a kickabout. Murdad and Jamie Rubin a kickabout in half time at Leicester.
Yeah.
So they're rubbish footballers. I've seen them before, but I love the heart.
Oh. The heart. That's amazing, man. You know what it is? They do good things to charities as well. Newcastle United. Bruno, that guy, he is absolutely Newcastle, and he does good things as well. And I'll follow him on Twitter as well. Big up to I Like Coffee. I to you, Coffee. Hope you're okay. I mean, see what play ratings is giving. Probably give everyone a 10 as well. Miggy took Casido to the cleaners yesterday for Wilson score. He did indeed. I mean, I think Casido's wasted a right back. His position should be in CDM. And I'll tell you what, if he's available, we should get him. Slap at 80 million quid for this guy. Get him in. Him and Declan Rice in the whole midfield. Bruno as a 10 and 2 wingers as well. And questions, thoughts on the way the midfield linked to our strikers. I think that you asked that question, mate, and we gave you that answer. Miggy's was up for fighting the only player on the pitch on the side. And Seco, did you see that? I don't know what happened exactly, but he certainly got Miggy angry, though. I mean, look.
He kind of, when Miggy was on the ground, somehow he put his hand on his face and kind of.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Miggy without the smile on his face, let alone needing 4 or 5 Newcastle players to kind of redirect his energy. Very unlike him, but they kissed and made up afterwards, which is good to see.
Yeah,
but it riled him up. It made him, fire on even more cylinders than he already was. So I think for me, I'm a bit grateful.
He is so passionate, Miggy. We love Miggy, don't we? He's so passionate. Even Foxy's in the chat. I'm sure he is. He will big up Miggy every single week. But that's why we like Foxy. Big up to Gary D, by the way. Hope you're okay, mate. And Coffee wants Madrid, Milan, Bayern, and watch Rafinha better their defence with 60-yard volleys and bicycle kicks. Well, Madrid and Bayern will be in pot 1 anyway. Milan won't be qualifying for the Champions League as things stands, right? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But Rafinha against Bayern Munich, wow.
And if he's doing volleys and bicycle kicks, I'll yeah, that'll do for me.
One thing he did, though, he hit a shot from 30 yards against Tottenham. So I'll give him that.
Oh,
wonderful game.
Brilliant. And it was nice to see he welcomed all of the players back in after the game. He's desperate to be involved. Yeah. So
And then he waved to Coletta Car. Bye bye. He should have did that to the Tottenham players as well. He said bye bye.
Yeah, all of the heart. His family were from the northeast originally, so I definitely think he's got the Geordie spirit.
Absolutely. You know what it is, right, with Jake Murphy? He just loves it, like, do you know what I mean? But if it's in the European game, he did that, I'm sure people will probably knock him out. But you know what they like in European football. But there you go. Anyhow, it's got to get manager of the year for me. We're going to talk about that question in a bit as well. You said get mad. We haven't got them yet. And got one here from Alan. Big up to you, Alan, by the way. When we go to Russia or Belarus, John, they are sanctioned. Will be generations before this over. Maybe World War III first. Sorry for a depressive outlook. Alan, listen, you got an opinion, my guy. You just go for it. You go for it. And please hit those likes and consider subscribing if you're new to the show. Super chats are available if you wish to donate. John for 99p. Also do follow Louise V. Thompson as well on social media. And she will follow you back. I'm pretty sure. How would Eddie call Champions League and the Prem in the same season? That's the Ravi. For me, you need a bigger squad. We need better players. We need to, have a larger squad that we've got. What do you think, Louise? We need a bigger squad.
Absolutely, we do. And, I'm starting to look at the age of some of our players. So they're going to be, then I was going to say knackered, which is proper Jodie saying. They're going to be knackered after this season. So what would they be like with that? And hopefully we'll go further in cup competitions at home as well. So absolutely, we need a significantly stronger and probably younger squad. So I look forward to seeing what's going to happen. Interestingly, one of the younger ones liked the result. I'm not even going to try and say his name. We tried to say his name on the preview show. And I think you got it in the end and I couldn't, but he liked the tweet. It's like, oh, that's interesting. He liked the result yesterday and then he took his like away, which for me was even more telling. It's like, oh, they're flirting with us.
I
can't remember his name. I don't know if anybody knows who I'm talking about because I can't remember his. I can't begin to pronounce.
Is that the guy for Leipzig? Is that the guy for Leipzig?
I can't remember. I'll put it in a tweet or something later on.
You did. Thank you very much, and I look forward to that as well. The way Leicester are playing, I can see it being another Spurs game. We're going to go blitz, John. That could be a real possibility because I'll tell you what, Leicester City are really poor. We're going to do the preview show together on Sunday, and I'll try and get another fan, a Leicester fan on the way. If I can find a Leicester fan to come on Sunday, we'll get him on this way. It could be Chris Leicester or Die. It could be Ant from Ant's Football Channel, or it could be the Final Whistle. Let's go on to Ash. German push Shah. Shah pushed him back. Never a pen.
I agree. Thank you.
That would be harsh. That would be harsh. And big up to Alan. Liverpool got spies all over the place. Send them all to Cool Deeds. Nice one. Big up to Minerals FC. Big up lads and John. Now Leicester in the final hurdle. And Miggy should have started against Arsenal. Looking back now, I think he would have done. He could have done. Do you know what I mean? But could be, like Gary said, could be a goal blitz. It's great to see Bruno coming forward to score. We're going to touch on that in a bit as well. And big up to Richard. Do follow his Over the Game podcast. And I'll tell you what, he is a great guy. I met him in public last week or a week or two ago, and he is fantastic. Please check him out. And got one for thanks for beating Brighton. You're so welcome any time.
I thought De Zerbi, I was just going to say, De Zerbi showed a bit of class afterwards. He was very complimentary about us, and I thought that was, a strong thing to do. Showed a lot of character to do that after the result that we got. So it was, and I think he's great, and I think we're going to be. I think Brighton will do well again next season, so we're going to see a lot more of them, and hopefully, yes, we did learn how to play them.
Yeah, absolutely. I laughed when Bruno was going round up in the box and Burn telling him to go where he'd just been booked. Absolutely. Totally agree. And I've got to say this as well. I do have to say it as well. It's not just one or two. No self-promotion in the chat. No self-promotion in the chat at all whatsoever. Otherwise, you could either be removed or you're just going to get a tenant off as well. And Good. But and that's the name we was looking for. Soboslai. That's the name.
That's the one. That's the one.
name.
Thank you.
Brilliant player, him. Brilliant player, him. That guy. He's going to be better and better all the time. And I love to see Botman score on Monday. Well, if you get a penalty and we go 4-5 up, give him the bar. Give him the bar. And if Leicester,
needs a first goal.
That's it. They're going to get an early goal, and that would just calm the nerves a little bit. And I've got to agree, Mag De Zerbi, highly respected manager. That guy is brilliant. Right, the third goal, and we talked about the goal back when, obviously, it was a poor goal to concede when Undav clean through and he slotted it in. There was another chance that had a header from the right wing cross headed wide. But other than that, the third goal came later on. Callum Wilson, because Brighton tried to play it out the back again. Wilson's 1-on-1 with Jason Still, and he coolly started the way. That's a great work for Miggy when he won the ball deep on their own half, and he drove the ball forward, played it through to Callum, 1-on-1, 3-1, game, centre match. And then Callum Wilson was kind of 1-on-1 again, held the ball up nicely, waited for Bruno, and he started in from 8 yards out, and he ran towards the Milburn. I thought he was going to jump into the Milburn stand as well at one point, but it was so pleasing to see Bruno get 90 minutes under his belt and a goal.
And his dad there to watch, of course. And I don't know if he was celebrating with his dad when he was standing there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they got Eddie Howe in a headlock, didn't they? I think it was Tim got him in a headlock after that goal. And Eddie was thinking, why are you headlocking us for, man?
Yeah, I think it was a more clear show of emotion than we usually get from him.
Yeah. The what I like about Eddie Howe, right? I mean, it's so cool. He is so cool. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't get flustered. He's so cool. You're not going to see Eddie Howe running down the touchline after you score a goal. I guarantee you one for you will not do that. He's just so calm. You know, the way he celebrates, so calm. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you one thing, you will be celebrating when you get Champions League on Monday night. John Louise, you also the upcoming transfer window. I think it's going to be Rex, going to be broken, Ravi. Records will be smashed in the summer, I can guarantee you. And who's going to be the biggest spender? So I'll tell you now, Liverpool's going to spend big. Chelsea will go again. United's going to spend big. Arsenal's going to spend big, right? And Tottenham, the less said about them, the better. Let's be real. We're going to spend as well.
We need to. I think we haven't really yet, and that's been to our credit. The players that have been brought in have been very considered and how they fit in and their attitude more than anything else. And we've got a lot of, even though we haven't spent, we've had a lot of criticism for it because of the Saudi money. Mm-hmm. But I think we are probably going to be criticised again, but we need to spend now. We absolutely do. And I think we will. But again, I think the players that are brought in will be very much designed to fit into the squad. And it's more than just the way they play. For all of Eddie's players, I think it's about their attitude, how they can be groomed, are they going to do their fitness and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. I'll be watching it. I'll be glued to it, but I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And you know what it is? I know what it is right as well. I mean, like, we're not going to buy Neymar. He will not be coming to Newcastle. I mean, we don't want him. He's 31 and he's on 700k a week. And that will upset the dressing room as well. I would not be paying that. He's great by name, great by fashion. Candy by fashion, but we will not be getting them at all. I'd rather buy young players. I'd rather go to the Borussia Dortmund route, the Arsenal route, buy someone young, right, with a resale value, right? That don't mean you're going to sell players, right? But I'd rather go that line because I'd buy the best young players in Europe coming to Newcastle United. And that guy from, I think it's Leverkusen, is it? What his name is? That guy's brilliant. He's got a market value, 80 million quid. That guy's class. And Miggy deserved 2 assists, the 2 great right foot crosses. In a week's time, people will be mourning about Miggy never used his right foot. And that's some Foxy. He's been very, very consistent on Miggy. And rightly so. And De Zerbi, we're very complimentary about our team, unlike Klopp and some of the managers. I tell you what, Jurgen Klopp should have been banned for those 2 games. Should have got a 10-game ban. How does that manager get away? Does he sleep with the FA, the Premier League officials, and that? You know what I mean? Say, you know what? Give us a bang, give us that, give you a sweet that sort of thing. That guy, honestly, he gets away with murder, and I hope Villa smash him tomorrow.
We all hope that. All the Geordies are hoping that. So when we were talking about the transfer season, what I've seen from Newcastle is we always seem to get people that nobody expects. They quite, at the minute we're linked with everybody. Everybody, we're in talks with this one, we're in talks with that one. I don't really believe any of it until I see who turns up through the door. And I think there'll be surprises. I think it's very clever buying. So I look forward to being educated.
Absolutely. And you know what it is as well, right? I mean, like, every time there's been a transfer rumor, our name's right next to it, because you know why?
Every
single one. And we're not interested in them, right? That's why our club don't say no. They're not going to say no. It's as simple as that. The one thing is, right, the only time I'll probably believe them, if I believe on their end, saying that to like Isak, reports in Spain saying that Isak's coming to Newcastle. Newcastle did say no. The reports got stronger and stronger, and it had to come out and say it's true. Simple as that. And John Louise, can you see spending 100 million on one player? Not at the minute. Not at the minute. But it'd be nice. Can't see it.
Well, I think it depends how the market goes. But I think if you bring in one, I don't think you'd bring in a sort of individual star. I think it's all about the team. So I don't think so. But it depends what other people start to spend for individual players and what their value is.
Yeah, absolutely. But we got to buy the right player. We're not going to be spending nilly-nilly. We're not going to get ripped off. I said this before. We are not going to get conned, ripped off. We value a player and we go with it. And if you're not happy, we're not mafias. Simple as that. And Ash saying we go hard in the window when we make Champions League. I guess 180 to 250 million. That's what we're going to need to spend. But on the right player, so... And big up to Alan, by the way. The points we've lost early in the season from bad decisions, we could have been second top. Exactly. Absolutely ridiculous, man. The VAR is just going beyond a joke. We got the worst refs in world football at the minute. And shocking. I wouldn't say no to Jude's brother. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know a lot about this guy. Jude I do, but not Jorby.
So I've heard Job's going to Sunderland.
Yeah,
somebody else has heard that as well. So obviously, if you had a choice, you'd obviously rather come to Newcastle.
I'm 100% John. Come on to Villa tomorrow, mate. And you know what? If Villa watching, you might just get his wish. 7 to the Villa. We'll make our own superstars. This is what Les is saying. She is so right. We'll make our own superstars. We're not going to be signing like the Messis, the Neymars, the over 30s, the commands, 500k a week. That ain't happening at the club. And I'll be disappointed if that's the case, you know what I mean? But it might sell shirts, it makes shirt sales. But for me, I want players that's going to come to Newcastle and play for that. You play for the front of the badge, and they're going to remember your name on the back of your shirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every single time. And got one here from Jules and Vinny as well. She's talking to Rennie. Can see one of Liverpool or United dropping points this weekend. Probably Bournemouth at home to Man United. Who is going to get that fourth spot now? Now Newcastle's virtually guaranteed. Liverpool. Oh,
no. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I won't. Well, I'll leave that question. I'll let the people decide. So there you go. So we got the 3 points. The 3 positives for me. The first one will be Miggy Almiron back to his best. He's playing his best football last night. He's been fantastic. He had a fantastic season with us, yeah. But Miggy, what do you think? Miggy, it's got to be a positive for me.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to ask you about the subs. What did you think about? Obviously, Elliot came on first, and so he had a more decent run at it, and I thought he was very good. What did you think about the others? Gordon in particular.
ASM Gordon didn't really do much for me. At the end, they didn't get much of a game time. But Elliot Anderson, I mean, he did his bit. He's done all right. You know, I thought he did okay. And he put himself about in the second half. And that's about it, really. Won a few fouls here and there. But other than that, you know, he's just done a job. ASM for me, I can't judge him. I mean, they came on late, so I won't be saying that much. When it comes to the player rates as well, ASM, Anthony, Javier, and Matt will not be getting a rating because they didn't do much for us as well. I'll give them a standard 5, all of them, because it didn't do much for me. Not because they played poorly. Can't judge them.
Didn't, not enough time. I saw some good turns of speed, obviously, as you'd expect from ASM. I thought he wasn't bad, but I thought Gordon fitted in quite well.
Yeah. I think next season, I think Gordon's going to be all right. I mean, people say that, they don't rate him, this and that and top, but he needs game time. He needs to run the games. So, yeah, get those game times. I mean, you got to give him, you got to back it. Look at Joe Linton, one of the worst centre forward, wasted 40 million. Eddie Howe comes in, turns him around. Yeah, Miggy, right? Look, young and look lost. Eddie comes in, turns him around. Done and dusted. Done and dusted.
Yeah, he'll do the same. He'll absolutely do the same with Gordon. But I thought Gordon was all right when he came on. Exactly.
Big up. I've been here since the start. I've just said hi. Honest, Brian, I believe you. I believe you, my guy. The 12 draws, and if they have been wins, we would have been sitting on top of the league with 93 points. Do you know what it is, Gary? That would not surprise us at all whatsoever. We'd be winning a title. We'd be having a title charge as well. The only way we signed who's near Mal Nessie if a Saudi team signed them and we loaned them for a fraction of the wages. Ash, well said. Sorry, Ches. Nobody wanted Joe Lind earlier. Now Liverpool and others are interested in him. That ain't going to happen. They can get stuff. We'll not be saying our top players to a rival. Don't say that. Teams ever heard one. Still work to do for us. That's from Foxy. That's on a Monday night. And I do apologise, people. And take care, ready. You have a good weekend, mate. Whatever you decide to do. This is to the Madrid link to Joselu. I have no idea on that one. I'll be shocked and amazed if that is true. And Joe Linton, Gaza, Bruno, another level. Trips, no words. I could go for the whole living. But CBA, good for you. Eddie picked up Gordon, Anderson, and Miley in the press. I'm coming to Miley in just a few minutes. See you on Monday, Rennie. And to take him in, I'm one of them. Giddy moods. What a night. It certainly is. So,
Definitely,
Brian. Definitely. But back on to, let's just call him Miley. I mean, I don't know a lot about this guy, right? Obviously, Eddie rates him highly. I spoke to Leslie today, and what she speaks about Eddie, he rates this guy highly. I don't know a lot about this guy. I really don't.
I think I saw his brother play in the under-21s recently as well. So I think we've got 2 of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if Eddie got faith in this guy, good luck to him, because at the end of the day, I think he's a young lad, and he's going to come good. I hope he does, because we do the younger players in the team. We have some cracking young players over the years.
I know what CBA means. I've just seen that.
Yeah.
Something about being tired.
Yeah. I know exactly what it means. I'm not saying that here. We beat Leicester on Monday to confirm the Champions League. Do you think Eddie will rest some players against Chelsea? Do you know what it is? I want to get third. I want to finish third. I really want to finish third. And I think we can finish third.
I think again, Eddie would say we can't do it. Eddie would say we can't do this. But if we are going to do this and think about even as far as Chelsea, I think there could be some interesting experiments that happen. But I don't think there would be experiments that would throw the game away. I think there would be strategic experiments that Eddie, wants to try. And obviously the way Chelsea are at the minute, it's a good opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he'll probably do that. He's not going to be bothered about getting beat off Chelsea if he qualifies for Champions League. For me, I want to do a double over them just to make a statement, just to let them know that, you know what? We're going to go in places, yeah, and we're going to give it a go. We're not here for a party. We're here to win 3 points and get third place. That's what we want to get. So we talked about the positives. We're going to talk about Miggy. We're going to talk about Kieran Trippier as well. Two set pieces. Great free kicks as well. Lovely tackle. And you know what? He's back to his best. Brilliant last night.
Yeah, I think so, which was really, really good. I love reading these comments. Eddie, I missed it. Eddie would say what?
We say the fans can't think like this, but for him, one game at a time.
Okay. We can look ahead. Okay. Which areas do I think we need to strengthen?
We need everything, everywhere.
We do, but I wouldn't replace Botman. I wouldn't replace. So see, this gets me into trouble because it was asked this question the other day, and I said, you know, probably Dan Burn, and then look what happens. Maybe it got to him, and you know, he played even harder. I don't know. So his position for me, and I don't think Target is the replacement for him really. So
no.
I think we definitely need that. And then, I don't know.
Give me Kieran Trippier. Get me Kieran Trippier. Honestly, go and stop the Man City move, a swap deal with Cancelo, right? And go and get me Trippier. Pay the money.
But I think we also need to think, so who will be the next trips then? We've got a really strong crop of young lads coming through, but we've also got some that are nearly as old as me. So how do we strengthen that? I would like to see us replacing largely from within. So at least they come in and they learn how we play for a while before they replace the likes of Trips.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Harrison Ashby, I'm not sure if it's ready yet. For me, we need Manquino. I think he could be on his way back to Spain, and that's what I've led to believe. However, we need a right back to come from Kieran. We need a left back. We definitely need another centre back. Give me Kimi from Napoli. Go and get him. We need speed at the back. I'll go out after get Kevin Danso. If you kind of get Kimi Kevin Danso as well. I'll take him. Tob Debo as well from Nice as well. Let's see.
Sorry, I was just going to say we don't want to forget about the Australian lad we've got playing for Hearts at the moment, or not playing for Hearts at the moment.
Yeah.
So where's he going to go, and how does he fit in? It's interesting that I think there was an Australian on for Brighton yesterday. So it seems like there's more Australian players coming, and I'd be interested to see how he's going to fit in, because he will.
Yeah,
but probably not next season.
No, I think he'd go out on loan, and he's going to go out on loan. It's definitely Grand Coup is going to go out on loan again next season. Hopefully the championship, and I hope he goes to a top championship side, and that's what he needs to do to toughen himself up. Because I don't think he had success in Glasgow. The only reason he went to Hearts because he's got Australian mates and hardly get a game. I think that's wrong. Go out there, get some game time, play the 46 games, 40 games minimum. Go out there, get some experience. He's not going to get it up in Scotland. He will not. And thank you, AG, for watching along yesterday. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I'll do it again on Monday night. And offer Cancelo a contract, man. You don't want him. And he'd be on mega bucks a week, I guarantee you. Dan must have watched John's stream the other day. I'm sure he did. Mark me words.
Of course he did.
Yeah. He reckons, AG reckons it's going to be between us and Man City for the title. And Arsenal won't be there. They won't do it again. I think Arsenal had the chance. I said, now, I think Newcastle will win the league before Arsenal, Man United, or Chelsea win it again.
We're going to win the league.
We win the
league.
Like it. We win the league before those features I mentioned do. Mark me, I read that. Go for this. Do play ratings, make the bank and get Rice in. You know what it is, mate? I'd definitely get Rice and I'd love to. Louise, only 21.
Yeah. I'm here for the Georgie Nanas, me and Heather Miller.
Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, bless her.
She's the one that ran with the flag and she in a black and white coat. Me and Heather, the nanas of Newcastle.
Yes. Keep flying the flag, Heather, if you're watching the show, by the way. I think she subscribed as well. Manny, and Cancelo. Manny, I tell you what, even though we come back to the Premier League, let's hope that is the case. Danbo will rotate with Share, Botman, whoever else would get in that position. Need an attacking left back that has to be able to defend as well. Leslie, you're absolutely right. And would you have a new left back signing? Yes, I would, Alan, 100%. Cool needs another low on the ball would be a good choice. I think it will. I think he'd do fantastic at the ball. Cool, I read that. They got the J, by the way. Teeny for left back, 100%. Go and get him in. That's my left back. Grant needs to get some games in the championship. Suit him playing a tough competitive league in England, 110%.
I like the idea of Middlesbrough though, so that he kind of can spend time with the team, you know, the wider team in Newcastle being so close, so that he would not be sort of out on his own. He needs to know the culture of the Newcastle club.
Absolutely. I think Michael Carrick would teach him a few things or two. I mean, he must be gutted that Middlesbrough didn't get up like the normal. He's done a fantastic job on the ball, by the way, Michael. He really has. But I think he'd train him into a better player. Carlos Augusta from Monza, yes, he's a great left back. He goes forward and he just defends as well. And go on to cheers, thumbs up. Big up to Coffee Murfinho to win a trophy for Harry Kane.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes. Like that.
I like Coffee. You got to big him up, by the way. Big him up. With watch alongs, it's been to you and open, but others I know. It's never personal. Love you, John Bryan. Share the love to you, my guy. Share the love to you too. And Lucas back in the house. And yeah, John, you're going champion. Luke, I hope you well too. Mark Robbins done a fantastic job for Cov. Also, he has indeed. I tell you what, I don't know who's going to win between Luton and Cov, but I'm going to go with Luton because I think that team is physical. I think they get the job done. Let's go to the player ratings there. Do smash the likes as well. I mean, I said about 3 positives. There's going to be Miggy, Kieran, and also I'm going to say the 3-1 win. And the 2 negatives, Joe Willock went off injured. I don't think he'll play again. And other than that, and another thing is, we just haven't kept a clean sheet again.
Yeah. But do I expect... I didn't mind 1 being let in. So my initial prediction was 3-1 for last night. I just didn't allow for what Bruno did. But do I expect a clean sheet? I don't know if I do. I don't expect perfection from any of them.
Well, end of the day, sort of thing, like, you know, I like to get a clean sheet, like, you know, I hope we get a clean sheet on Monday night. And every player that 10s, that's who does the job. So
I saw a tweet that gave the lady who makes the tea and everybody got a 10. The team, the back rooms, everybody, and the lady who makes the tea.
Everyone's a 10. Bless.
So okay, so we're not going to give Pope a 10 then because he didn't keep a clean sheet.
No, but what we do as well, we're going to go for a rating out of 10 according to the manager as well. And if you don't like our ratings, go and cry some more. We'll be back again. We were back on Tuesday for the Leicester game. So it's your player ratings, not my player ratings. Let's start with Nick Pope. For me, he got megged for the goal. Right, he could have done a little bit better, but a couple of good catches on the night. And but his kicking again was wayward. Again, his distribution's not great. How many marks out of 10 would you give him, Lou?
8. Although he didn't have much to do, did he? But is it fair to mark him down just because he didn't have much to do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give him an 8.
Even though it's kicking away, it's your player ratings. A bit generous there, but you know, it's your player ratings, and I'll let you do it. Let's go on to the right back, Kieran Trippier. Set Peters was masterclass yesterday. I mean, man of the match. He barely gave Mitoma a kick. That tackle was perfect. Played a key role for the 3rd goal. And I tell you what, Mitoma hadn't on toast at the Amex. I tell you what, Kieran Trippier had this guy on toast as well. What a leader, what a player.
I agree with all of that about his leadership and what a player, but he wasn't my man of the match. Miggy was my man of the match. Cool. I'd give him a 9.
Yeah, that sounds about right there, definitely. And let's go on to the other side. I tell you what, you're never going to beat Dan Burn. He's from Blythe. you know, that's the word.
Yeah.
You're never going to beat him because he's from Blythe. I tell you, he took his goal really well. Good header, right? And he sounds a lot of confidence on the ball. Buonanotte had a nightmares against this guy. Yeah. And Ziso, the one who scored against Arsenal, the first goal wasn't much better as well. So the guy from Blythe...
And his leadership. And he's got 9.
9 for Big Dan Burn. Let's go on to the defense. Fabian Schär. For me, I mean, few sloppy giveaways for me. I mean, I thought he was caught out for their goal. But other than that, I think he did okay. First half, brilliant. Second half, he looked a bit ropey for me, if I'm honest with you.
I'm distracted at Michael Owen giving a 10 to trips. I was like, Michael Owen?
Michael Owen! Michael Owen!
Yeah, I think that's unlikely.
Michael Owen! Get over
Yeah.
That's fair enough, Cup. I know you got to go, like, you know, but you have to go, you got to go. But
so sorry, I was distracted.
Fabian Share, look, we saw for the second goal. I thought being sloppy as well, but first half is fine. Second half, you know, got a bit sloppy there. So
yeah, I think that he could have potentially stopped the Undav goal. So 7. But he did nearly lose his teeth for us.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, borderline 7 for me. What about Sven Botman? He makes an unbelievable last ditch tackles as well. And that tackle on the Toon was class as well. And he's excellent on the ball. And he's just superb. I'll judge him on a light game. He was just superb yesterday.
Can I give him a half? Can I give him 8.5?
Yeah. Of course you can. 8.5.
There you go then. 8.5.
Okay, before we go into the midfield as well, got some comments as well, and let's see. I know. Let's see, give him a 10. Michael, that is not the Michael. I tell you, that's the real Michael Owen. I got 10, by the way.
My eyes came out on stalks. What?
Someone came in the chat before. It came as Harry Kane. So there you go. We had Joe Linton as well. So big up. Let's go to the midfield. It was an overdue goal, right? And he ran himself into the ground yesterday. He got booked earlier on, and he's still carrying a knock. 4 interceptions, 4 tackles, so much passion. And also,
10.
It's proper Brazilian. Bruno.
10.
Not man in the match then?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. Big up to him. Big up to Bruno. 10 out of 10. Joe Willock, he missed a good chance in the first half, which went flash just wide. He had to come off with a hammy, but it's wishing a speedy recovery, and he's going to be out for the end of the season. And
I think he played in some. There was a time when Miggy sort of said, "Play it here," and he did. So for me, that all we can ask for apart from the goals. And I think the goals, it's a confidence thing, and I think they're starting to come, and I think they will come. So what would I give him? 8.
Oh, you're a bit jealous on Joe Willett, by the way. Quite jealous on Joe, but it's your scores, your player rating. Let's go move on to the beast from Brazil, Joe Linton. I mean, look, he did about 7 or 8 fouls away, right? Or I did a watch along. I thought to myself, he's going to get booked here soon, and he's very lucky not to get booked as well. He's won 8 duels and made 2 interceptions in an all-round Brazilian performance for the big guy.
Yeah, I did think actually in the second half when we came under a bit of pressure, all of them respond by getting a bit. They're desperate not to concede, and then that puts at risk of more and more yellow cards and worse. So I think that is something that we need to address. But still, he was magnificent. So yeah, I'm going to go 10.
Fair enough. 10 out of 10 for Big Joe. Let's go on to the front 3. We're going to start with our favourite Paraguayan, the happy Paraguayan. The guy is nicknamed Duracell.
He was not happy all of the match, which is the first time I've ever seen it. 11.
Okay, 11 out of 10, eh? Wow.
My man of the match, and his heart, his passion, his tempo, his skill, all of that.
Okay, cool. 11 out of 10. Well, 10 out of 10 plus 1 for Bud as well. That chance he missed, by the way, when he could have put us 3 up sort of as only black mark. But at the end of the day, I thought we had an excellent all-round game. And Miggy is back, people. Let's go on to the other side. Alexander Isak. Don't get us wrong, he's putting a good shift, but he's far away. He seems too far away from the goal, right? And he caused Castillo problems earlier on. But the problem with Isak, he's making the wrong decisions. Fence release the ball at the right time. But however, he put in a good shift.
7.5.
Cool. And let's go on to the main man. Well, Callum Wilson. I mean, he came alive in the last 10 minutes. Well, went to for the first 80. He didn't really do much apart from missing that chance. But other than that, he scored a goal and an assist. And he should have had another one as well with his 1-on-1. And still made a great save. And yeah, Callum Wilson.
9.5.
Cool. That's when I was going to the subs. Elliot Anderson, for me, like I said earlier, put himself about, didn't do that much, won a few fouls here and then. And what would you give him?
8.
Cool. Right? And let's go.
I'm being a tough marker here compared to some of my colleagues.
Wow. Fair, I know. It's good. And let's go on to the fans.
11, maybe even 12, because they were so scared. We've all been so scared all week, and we put that to one side and showed the support that they need. I don't know if anybody saw the video of what it looked like as everybody was leaving last night and the singing and everything. It's just, yeah, awesome.
Well, at least we're not Arsenal fans streaming off after Brighton scored the third goal. Do you know what I mean? That's magic, that.
Yeah, there was also a lad, Robbie Murray, showed the video of it. He was showing his son, like the first view of he was videoing the first view that his son got of St James's Park. I mean, it had all of us who saw it were in tears. It's just that look of wonder that you see. You know, it's a really special moment when you take your kids into St James's Park. So yeah, I'm giving them a 12.
Cool.
And wall flags. I meant to talk about wall flags. Yeah. So, okay, I give them 12 plus. What wall flags do is incredible. I meant to say that last time and I was annoyed with myself that I didn't. They're awesome.
Exactly. Absolutely amazing. They should come back every single home game. I'd love to get one of the members of wall flags on me, sure. I'd love to do that. And I'm trying. Let's go on to
they're too busy stitching.
Exactly. Too busy doing the jobs, you know what I mean? But hey ho. Let's go on to the referee. Give us the referee. That's shocking, by the way.
4.5.
Fair enough. And Eddie Howe.
11.
Got one for Leslie. So my response for TV coverage, Sky muted out our crowd noise, big star. I find that shocking. Sky doesn't like Newcastle at all whatsoever. I just heard about the West Ham thing. I'll be checking that out soon. I tell you what, that was shocking. Fans going into their families. Disgraceful.
Yeah.
I hope AZ Alkmaar ban their fans for European football for the whole season and send out a strong message as well. Sorry, can't be doing that. That is it. Because one day they could do that to your family and you won't like it. Simple.
No, it's just not on. Just not on.
Exactly. So yeah, we've done the player ratings as well, and you know, 1 or 2 were generous, but they're your player ratings, Louise. I respect you.
But you didn't even ask me about Mad Dog.
No, don't try. There.
Well,
doesn't count. But we give him a 12. Give him a 12 if you want to.
I can't give him more than Eddie, but okay, I'll give him a 10.
Big up, Jason Tyndall. John Louise, I know this would not happen in the game, but how would our owners and Eddie handle a Dyer and Boyer incident? That's a very good question. I tell you what, I don't think that would have happened. I don't think that would be tolerated at the football club at all. It wouldn't. It would not. And if it did, I tell you something now, they're going to get absolutely ripped apart because Eddie would not pull out of that at all whatsoever. And me personally, I would never sign Lee Boyer in the first place. But
I think that's what I think about in the way that they build a squad. They build a squad so that they weed out attitude like that in the beginning. But if it did happen, I think Eddie would go for education, you know. They might never play for us again, but he would educate them as to why that's not acceptable.
Exactly. Totally agree. We do not have people like that at our football clubs to whatsoever. And I said to people back then, he'll cause problems, Lee Boyer. And that's exactly what he did. And I was proved right. I even had 2 or 3 people apologise to us. 2 years too late. And Redknapp and Dalglish daughters hated us winning. Cry some more, Jamie Redknapp, Kelly Dalglish. Cry some more, Dalglish daughter. And Mad Dog, even Miggy can't touch him. 30. Wow.
Yeah, the owners will let him go. I agree.
Tell you what, get the whole bench 100 there. Owners would have released them in my, that's I should say, owners would have released them. Let's get Shoot back on TV. That'd be great. Kieran Clark punched someone in Saudi. Where is he now? Fraser aggressive in training. Where is he now? I wish me kiss. So that's the player ratings done. Excuse me. We're going to wrap up there as well because it's gone overdue. I could have chatted to you for another 3 hours as well. I really would, because this channel's fantastic, with you on it. But got a couple more here. And smiling. I wouldn't say Sky don't like us. It's the idiots that Sky employs that don't like it. Well, you're right. Absolutely. They can't even say good words about Newcastle United. They're not allowed. Sodden, like Talk Sport as well. They kind of see it. When Steve Bruce's in charge, right? He's done a wonderful job. He's done a wonderful job. No, he didn't. They're there to wind us up.
It's all right. We've got our own channel, John.
Exactly. So, stop Talk Sport, concentrate on our channel. Anyway, go for those comments from chairs. Please hit those subscribers. Please hit those likes. Consider subscribing if you are new to the show. Super chats are available. And wish to donate, join for 99p. Thank you very much indeed. Great show, Mighty Mag. Thank you, mate. Big up the chat. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Brian. Big up to you. And hey, Talk Sport. That's from Michael. So, did you enjoy coming on the show again?
I did. Had a lot of fun. Really love hearing other people's views and the questions, and having a heart attack when I saw Michael Owen. Yeah,
I did as well. But big up to the Michael Owen. Top guys going in the chat. Definitely not as a football player, but there you go. And you got to come back again on Sunday for the review and preview show for the Leicester City game. I'm going to get a Leicester City fan as well, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to do it if people are not too fed up with me. Let me know if you are.
No. You're a permanent fixture now, Louise. You're a permanent fixture, pet.
I have, thank you. I've had a really good time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Loved hearing what other people were saying. And I think we've probably got another 24 hours before we all get terrified again. But we can't show it, right? Got to be positive.
Well said. This is a positive channel. I mean, the one I like is Lee Gunner, Arsenal fan. I mean, you might not like him because I tell you, it tells us straight. Big up, thank you so much, Leslie. Thanks for helping us. Thanks to the mods as well. Thank you, Michael. Make sure you come back again. Great banner, John Louise in chat. Alan, thank you so much indeed. And lovely Louise.
Thank you. Loved it.
You love everyone, don't you, Louise? Let's be real.
Well, I have my limits. Let's not go into local rivalries and beyond. All right.
Yeah, there you go. Charming. Well, guys, where can we find you on your socials, Louise, please?
I don't really do. Twitter's about my only thing, and I only really do football on there. So yeah, that's me. I'm not really a socials person.
Cool. That's fair enough. And the link should be in the description, but I've got to add it in. But do follow Louise E. Thompson. And also, if you like the video, like what you see, then please give it a like and a subscribe. I'll see you back tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but do keep your eyes peeled for that one. And I will do quickly backstage, Lou. But thanks so much for joining, guys. I hope you like the background as well, as you can see there. And,
Bruno in the middle.
Yeah, that's your Bruno in the middle, and Callum Wilson and Isak. 4 top players there as well. I wanted to get Kieran Trippier in, but couldn't have any space. But there you go. But thank you so much. And you, Maggie, and thanks so much indeed for joining, guys. I'll see you back tomorrow. And keep your eyes peeled for that. And until then, it's a goodbye.